Hello, my name is Dr. Boone, and today I'll be telling my story of how I created the ultimate protein powder. Men and women across the globe lift weights and use supplements, but I figured that they were not using the ultimate supplement. So I, as a researcher, created my own protein that I feel will boost the physicality of both men and women to their utmost abilities. So for 6 months, I tested 6 humans, 3 men, 3 women, on a physicality test that I created myself for that they took at month 0, and then I let them take the same test at month 6. Their names were Kyla, Keisha, Dwight, Maya, Pat, and Mike. The physicality test for month 0, Kyla scored a 5, Keisha scored a 7, Dwight scored an 8, Maya scored a 6, Pat scored a 12, and Mike scored a 10. The mean of these numbers was 8, and the standard deviation of these numbers was 2.61. After 6 months of them doing their regular workouts, but drinking my protein powder with milk after each session, for 6 months, I let them retake the physicality test, and these are the numbers. Kyla got a 13, Keisha scored a 12, Dwight scored a 10, Maya scored a 10, Pat scored a 6, Mike scored a 9. The mean of these numbers is 10. The standard deviation was 2.45. The formula for related sample t-test, which I will be using, is t equals sample statistics minus population parameter over estimated standard error. The t-test rules. The t-test for related samples is data from a replaced measures or a matched subject experiment. When do we use t-tests for related samples? A group of subjects are tested more than once, example before treatment, after treatment, or 2 groups of related subjects are measured once. The formulas that I used standard error, which is equal to standard deviation over the square root of n. T equals sample mean minus population mean over standard error. And also degrees of freedom is n minus 1. In step 1, we are finding the average sum of squares, variance, and standard deviation of participants before they took the protein supplements. Their mean was 8, their standard deviation was 2.61, their sum of squares was 34, and their variance was 6.8. In step 2, we find the same averages, but for our participants' physicality scores 6 months later. Their mean was a 10, standard deviation was 2.45, variance was 6, and their sum of squares was 30. In step 3, we found the difference between the before and after results. Kyla had a difference of 8, Keisha had a difference of 5, Dwight had a difference of 4, Maya had a difference of 2, Pat had a difference of -6, and Mike had a difference of -1. In step 4, we take the difference from before and after treatment and do the 7th step. Mean of the sample is 2, standard deviation is 4.89, variance is 24, sum of squares is 120. And the formulas for variance is SS over n minus 1, since it's a sample. And the square root of variance is the standard deviation. In step 5, we find standard error and the t-value. Standard error equals standard deviation over the square root of n. The standard error equals 4.89 over the square root of 6. So we get 1.99. T-value equals population mean minus sample mean over standard error. So our T equals 2 minus 0 over 4.89, which equals 0.41. These are my Excel. I put it in Excel and got these numbers. Critical value T. The critical value is 2.571 and the T is 0.41. The T is inside the critical value, so we failed to reject hypothesis. So we come to conclude that protein in fat helped our participants. And that is my works cited. Thank you again.